As deer seasons wind down and even close, a lot of hunters are shutting the trail cameras down. But from a wildlife management point of view, this is a critical time to be monitoring deer herds, predators, turkey populations. You can gain a lot of great information about what's going on in the woods and have a really good management plan going into the next year. Here are 3 reasons why you should leave your trail cameras out during this time of year. For many deer hunters, number 1 is going to be getting an inventory of what bucks survived the hunting season. For many hunters, they may have seen their hit list bucks disappear during hunting season, and that leaves a lot of questions. Was he harvested? Did he shift within his home range? Did he get injured, hit by a car? This time of year, bucks are typically back on that food cover pattern. They've used a lot of calories during the rut, getting through hunting season, a lot of hunting pressure, but they need that food source to get them through winter. So maybe that buck was really pressured, he holed up somewhere, but after season that hunting pressure isn't as great, he feels more comfortable coming and using those food sources. That can be a great location to find those bucks that may have disappeared during the fall. Here at the proving grounds, there was a buck we call Scoops. He disappeared early during hunting season. Past couple weeks, he showed back up. We didn't know what had happened to him, but he was head down in that green cover fall release, and boy did he look good. Sure glad Scoops made it through the hunting season, and wouldn't you know it, he was active in a spot where we had really good habitat on a south-facing slope right next to high-quality food. When you get pictures and videos of those bucks that really got your attention, make sure you pay close attention. Are they real skinny? Are they limping? Did they maybe have some injury during the rut or the hunting season? Did they get an antler snapped off right at the base of the skull? You know, are they maybe going to have a brain abscess down the road? Maybe there's an injury there where some bacteria can get in. They're not looking too good. Or are they real fat, round around the rump? Do they look healthy? All those are important features to look and get an idea if that buck is going into winter and hopefully spring green up in a healthy condition, or is he stressed and is he going to be struggling later on this winter? There's still quite a bit of winter to go, and bucks that are holding their antlers still, well, as we get further and further along, the longer they hold their antlers, typically the healthier they are. So watch. Do they start dropping their antlers pretty soon? Have they already shed? Or are they going to hold those antlers into March? You know that deer's healthy. You've probably got really good food sources, enough food to keep that deer healthy and holding his antlers. And of course, you're using those trail cameras to know when antlers are hitting the ground so you can start shed hunting. One last thing I'll add, and something that probably gets overlooked because we see our big buck on camera, we're going, woohoo, he made it. But don't forget to write down some good notes, keep in the back of your mind how that buck is acting, even during the late season or after season. See which resources he's using. Put that together so if he makes it to next fall, maybe you don't get a shot at him early, you know he's probably going to be hanging around that area the following year during the late season. Maybe that's just enough information to put a plan together to punch that tag during next year's late season hunting. Reason number 2 we're leaving our mole trees out is we want to get a good snapshot of the overall deer health, not just bucks. Bucks are important to follow and watch, but you got to be watching those does. Now don't be deceived on a cold winter night when they have their hair raised, trapping air, helping keep them warm. They look real fluffy and they look fat then. But watch those does. Are they real rounded in the rump? Do they have a deep chest? Do they look like they're holding weight? Or do you see their ribs and their hips? They look stressed. 1 or 2 deer, maybe an anomaly, something going on, but look at the overall herd health. And what does that mean for a land manager? Well, maybe you didn't pull the trigger enough this past fall, didn't harvest enough does. Maybe you need to adjust your doe hunting strategy going into next hunting season. Maybe you've got really healthy looking deer, your food plots are still, shin high, you've got a lot of food going into winter, and there's not a lot of does out in your food plots eating. You probably got enough food to get you through the winter. Remember, doe health is key to your future herd health objectives. You want really healthy does that have great milk production, healthy fawns, because those fawns are going to be the future of your herd. If you got healthy does and healthy fawns down the road, you're probably going to have some bigger antlers. If you've got a big group of nanny does piling into some small plot and they're browsing it to the ground every night, maybe you don't have enough food and you need to have a really good plan in place to maybe expand your food plots, switch things up. Maybe you were only planting clover and clover's going to let you down late winter. Maybe you need to shift to a fall blend that will provide more tonnage throughout the winter, more species that are green and growing, providing food during this time of year. Have a good plan for your doe harvest and get an idea of how much food you have. Ideally, you want more food than the deer herd can consume so it can express its full potential.
Growing Deer is brought to you by Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. Also by Green Cover Food Plots, Winchester, PH Outdoors, Black Widow Bows, Moultrie, Steel, Fleet Outdoor Apparel, Morel Targets, Fourth Arrow, Soil Pro Outdoors, Scorpion Venom Archery, Case IH Tractors, Burris Optics, and Redneck Hunting Blinds.
The third reason we're leaving our trail cameras out after deer season is to help those turkeys. Many states have their trapping seasons open right now, and it's a great opportunity for wildlife managers to help balance the number of predators with the prey species. When we're talking about nest predators, raccoons, possums, skunks, and our prey species, turkey, are there more of those raccoons and possums on the landscape than the habitat can support great nesting and brooding habitat? That varies from property to property, but on our trail cameras, we've been seeing a lot of predator activity. Possums, raccoons, even coyotes and bobcats running around the proving grounds. And we've been setting out our Duke traps, targeting those predators. We use our trail cameras as a scouting tool of where we need to put our Duke traps. Efficiency is everything on the trap line. We're not wasting a bunch of time diving off deep in the hollers. We're going to use our cameras and see what's running interior roads, working around food plot edges, and where we see a lot of critters active, we know we need to put a trap there. That helps us target a lot of critters, and already we've had our traps out just a few weeks. We're already up to 35 predators. I mentioned efficiency is key. Here's a little tip for you. If you're targeting both nest raiders like possums and raccoons, and you're also wanting to remove maybe some bobcats or coyotes, find those areas where you're seeing a lot of raccoons and possums, even if coyotes are there. Go ahead, set a cage trap out or a dog proof, remove those nest predators, and then set your foothold traps for the coyotes and bobcats. That way, you're not spending time, putting steel in the ground, spending precious time getting one trap. You walk up, you're targeting those coyotes, and once you know it, there's a raccoon sitting in your foothold. So use those cameras, know if there's a lot of nest predators around, target those first, and then start targeting those coyotes and bobcats. We've been trapping intensively here at the Proving Grounds for many years. In fact, during the past few years, we've caught over 100 predators every trapping season. We're not wiping them out, but what we are doing is creating a little void, especially during that critical time going into nesting and brooding season. Letting those nests turn into poults, get them running around, up that recruitment number, and our turkey population speaks for itself. We've got a pile of turkeys to chase this spring here at the Proving Grounds, and I can't wait to be running these ridges as the only predator looking for a longbeard. Successful wildlife management is a year-round project. The same is true for our lives. You want a successful life? You don't just go one day out of the week, maybe to church or open your Bible. It's a daily commitment to try to hone your skills and learn more about life and the Creator. I hope you slow down this week, listen to the Creator and the purpose He has for your life. Thanks for watching Growing Deer.